Yes, I, Haile, Selassie the first. Blessed greetings to one and all, and welcome to one of the first programs within I Divine Set Liberty of Light and Peace Media. This is one of the first reasons I is putting through the grace of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Like to reason with ones, but above all is this reasoning about this recent demon that has been plaguing and trying to, take the lives of I people in them secret society, although it's blatant in I face. So yeah, with the light of the coming of the oppression, and I have to speak up on all the wickedness in the earth, especially that of the Pope resigning. Haile Selassie the first. So yeah, and I just have to give thanks for them man a fall to know that Pope Paul and his throne are go down, hotter flames. Yeah, and the more and I research this thing here, the more it coming clear that them man have some big plans, some secret plans that is still out in the open for everybody to see. Right? Alright, so the one Benedict, them say him is retired, right? Him a finally move out. No more Prada shoes and no more white suit, right? Well, at least not in public for I and I to see. So them say he retire, and right now, according to them prophecies, the hidden prophecies of the popes, which was written by certain a certain pope them say in the earlier centuries, ones could do the research on it. But them say according to the prophecies of the pope, the next pope after Benedict supposed to be the last pope judgment out of fire. Yeah, but within them reasoning, and I wanted to look at them popes that was there in the timing of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, Haile Selassie I the first, because many of them did come together, the princes of the earth did gather and come against the King of Kings, Haile Selassie I. So there are many significant things that did happen around the timing of His Majesty, which bear witness to the glory of I and I King, Haile Selassie I the first, Rastafari. Especially that of him conquering the Italians on many occasions, which is what bring I and I to the one called Pope Paul the Sixth. According to the sources, when I and I go online, and them things right there on the internet, you could go to the source. I think it's called vatileaks.com, right? And them I give you enough reasoning about the Pope and the wickedness them man is up to, ones could do more research on it, but most of the things, kind of reinforced out there, especially now with all the scandal, the news, and all over. Hotter fire and Pope Paul, man. Hotter fire and Rome and Benedict. Yeah, especially with all the wickedness that coming out right now, being exposed, all the wickedness that's been done to many youth all over the earth, many people who've been silent on these issues. And that's not only here in America where it's in the media, but in our small islands too, like even where I'm from in St. Lucia. I know there are countless little youth men that probably, enough youths that are adults now who might not want to admit it, but they have been, attacked in their youth and victimized by those priests, and they're not easy. And I think what make it worse is they weren't protected, or they didn't feel protected by their parents, because their parents were under the Vatican spell, hotter flames. But right now, I have to make up I mind to defend I self and I communities and speak the truth about the wickedness of dirty Babylon. So I is now, yeah, reasoning about Pope Paul the Sixth, and this site here, vatilix.com, which states that Pope Paul the Sixth, right, amongst the many things that it discloses about the evil Vatican Church, it gives us a reasoning about Pope Paul the Sixth in 1963. And it's very important to note that in 1963, them man came together, the wicked man, Hotter Flames, and them had a ceremony to invoke the devil himself upon the throne of Rome. Haile, fire upon Rome. Haile, Selassie the first, Rastafari. So I have to know enough things are going on in all places, you know what I'm saying? The Pope is not anything hidden unto I, but something that is there right in I face, battling continuously amongst I in high and low places, so it's always wise that I always stay within the realms of His Imperial Majesty and disclosing or shedding light on the wickedness that is out there. So, according to this site, right, it giving us the reasoning that in 1963, yeah, let me see if I could get the exact thing there for you. All right, it says Dr. Martin, right? It seems that he's one of the priests, asserted that a satanic enthronement ceremony took place in the Vatican in 1963 during the first week of the papacy of Pope Paul the Sixth. Hotter flames. All right. So Pope Paul the Sixth was born in 1897, which is also significant because 1897 is uh, is a year. Well, actually, he was born 18 months after the Battle of Adwa. All right. And for everybody out there that ride in the heavens on the Battle of Adwa, that's where the Ethiopians, led by Tafari Makonnen, defeated the forces of the evil Italians. Haile Selassie the first, right? So that date, 1897, when Pope Paul VI was born, is very significant. Because they show you like the beast, him was wounded. It's like him get wounded. You know, but yeah. So through the Battle of Adwa in 1896, then we have this devil being born in 1897 called at that time his name I think was Giovanni Battista Montini. Even that name have significance because the word sound Giovanni, them says God is gracious, right? But then now Batista means to dip. To dip means to go down. And mountain meaning Montini, sorry, meaning mountain. So if them saying God is gracious to dip the mountain, it's like the Most High now give them a chance, to survive or go down from the mountain. Them kind of words sound there, you know what I'm saying? Like them, they was cast out of Zion, which is the same reasoning from Ethiopia because there was a war in Zion with these Italian men. And they show you now that Pope, Pope Paul the Sixth, was born to a very upper class kind of ruling class family. So is these people in essence who did fight directly against the seed of David, the throne of David in Ethiopia. Because don't get it wrong, it's the ruling classes that rule the people, right? So if they and the Pope is from a ruling class, then he's from the direct lineage fighting against the king. Haile, Selassie the first, you know, Haile. So and I move on. And I move on to what they might call now the second Vatican Council meeting that started in 1962 by Pope John the 13th. Now the reason I go up there is because of the Irish still, but like it's many of the popes we actually see today. That meeting becomes very important because that second council, Vatican Council in 1962, was the beginning of something that man started in the like 19th century, actually like 18 something with the first Vatican Council. But basically, the council was designed to make the church adapt basically to the modern world, you know? It's an adaptation to the modern world. Now, why we come to this Vatican Council is to show you that that same Pope John the Sixth, oh, sorry, Pope Paul the Sixth, he was present at that meeting. And he was about to be Pope. This was the year before he was about to be Pope. You know, they enacted this Vatican Council. You know, he was almost like a Sith behind the clouds. You know, and then he sat on the throne. But anyway, so the Pope enacts this council that gives him power to recreate basically the Catholic Church, the Vatican Council, you know, and they recreate the church how he sees fit. So this is like the final part of this devil being born 18 months after the Battle of Ottawa, the defeat, you know, where these Italians came into Ethiopia to try to rid I of I Holy One, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, who was 4 years old at that time. When the Battle of Ottawa, when the wicked Italians came into Ethiopia, His Imperial Majesty was born and already like in his youth age, probably like 4 years old if you count it, you know, or three turning 4 years old. He was three at that time when war came to his footsteps, you know, and His Majesty put the devil on the foot. One of the shortest wars known to man, even in this time and age. Haile Selassie the First. So the old serpent, the old dragon was cast out. Ironically, that is what this man came from, a defeat, a cast out of the heavens, you know, a ultimate wipe out of the evil force. You know, this is what he was born out of in Italy, straight from Italy. You know, this man called Pope, the Pope. You know, so he came in that time, and inevitably them a try fight His Majesty. Fire.